Hello Peaches, welcome back to Dear Peachie. If you've watched our videos for a while, you may be familiar with the term visual weight, which is mostly associated with facial features. We have mentioned it in most of our videos, such as videos about hairstyles and makeup styles and different styling topics. By understanding the visual weight of your features, it provides us a clearer view of which style that best complement the beauty of our facial features. However, we've seen many peaches having difficulties in identifying the visual weight of their features. Hence, this video will be the answer to all your doubts. What does visual weight truly mean? And how to identify if you're a high or low visual weight beauty? In this video today, we are going to explain in detail what factors determine the visual weight of your face, and how to elevate your beauty if you have high or low visual weight features. As usual, the video will be divided into several segments. Please refer to the timestamps for the following sections. Let's begin the first section of this video with a question. How do you classify your feature as high visual weight? Is the bigger the feature, the higher its visual weight? Well, we have to tell you that this is incorrect. A new method has emerged in the China beauty forums recently. The beauty enthusiasts found a way to identify if you're high or low visual weight by just putting the black and white filter to your pictures. Then switch the contrast level to either of the highest or the lowest and see how it turns out on your features. If you find that your features are clear and you look better in higher contrast level, then you will be classified as having higher visual weight features. On the other hand, if you look better in lower contrast settings, then you have lower visual weight features instead. This method, however, is less accurate due to several considerations. The subjective perception on beauty might affect the accuracy of our judgment. Besides that, it can also be easily affected by the direction and intensity of the lighting, or even the makeup worn during the picture was taken. This is very much different from the golden facial ratio theory, where we can measure our facial proportion and calculate if they are close to the golden ratio. There are no definite rules when it comes to defining the visual weight of one's features. This concept refers to the overall impression given off by these types of visuals, based on the specific characteristics of facial features. In the beginning of our video, remember we asked if there is anyone who assumes bigger features equals having higher visual weight. The correct way to assess one's visual weight is to observe the volume and the color intensity of their features. Visual weight depends on the volume, but not the surface area of the feature. We know it sounds a lot like elementary maths class here, but we promise we will explain further. To make things simpler for you, you can understand the term volume as the level of visual presence for your features. Take a look at the nose in this example. Do you think that it has high visual weight? When the nose is viewed from the front, it certainly has bigger surface area. But when it is viewed from the side, we can see that it has lower nose bridge, broader alar base, and less defined contour to the overall nose shape. Thus, all these traits of the nose contribute to lower visual presence instead. A nose with a higher visual weight is characterized by a more defined contour with a forward projecting appearance, which offers higher dimensionality and prominence to its overall appearance. Just like Angelababy here, no matter her nose is viewed from the front or from the sides, you can definitely notice the sense of weight coming from her nose. Compared to the surface area of the nose, its height plays a greater role in determining its visual weight. Apart from the nose, the size and shape of eyes matter too. Wide, rounded shaped eyes with rounded shaped nose has higher visual presence, compared to longer, narrower shaped eyes with a smaller nose. You can definitely tell which has higher visual weight at a glance. However, the size of the facial features isn't the only factor that affects their visual weight. The proportion of the facial features to its face should be considered too. Imagine your face as a canvas, and your facial features are the drawings. A bigger canvas makes your facial features appear smaller, and it reduces their visual weight. On the other hand, smaller canvas increases your visual weight, making your facial features appear bigger. This explains even though some celebrities have medium visual weight features, with a smaller face shape, they can achieve a more vibrant, stunning look with higher visual weight. The same thing happens when you lose weight, which may slim down your face, increasing the proportion of your facial features to your face. Besides that, we all know that the right hairstyle accentuates our face shape. Bangs flatter and frame your face to appear smaller, hence adding more dimensions to features and make them look sharper and more eye-catching. Furthermore, you can also observe the proportion of your facial features to your face. The higher the proportion of features to your face, the higher the visual impact your features make. In addition, the color intensity of our facial features impacts their visual presence as well. From the perspective of color, factors that affect visual weight include the color of the eyebrows and pupil, as well as the thickness of the eyelashes. For instance, some of us might have darker eye colors, so the pupil size seems to take up a larger surface area of the eye white. Even the width of your eye's fissure is not as wide as others. Or in other words, you do not have wide or bigger eyes. But people would still be attracted to your eyes when looking at your face, because they appear with a higher visual presence. Let's take Ayu as an example. Although she doesn't have super large eyes, the color of her iris are much richer and saturated. Our attention will be instantly attracted by her eyes. For this reason, colored lens with darker colors and enlarging effect will be of great help in attracting more attention to your eyes, especially when your iris are smaller in size and their colors are less pigmented. Nonetheless, you have to be extra mindful in selecting a graphic diameter that suits your eyes. If you want to know more about how to pick the best colored lens for your facial features and skin tone, please refer to our previous video by clicking the link up here. In that video, we have covered everything about colored lenses in detail, from picking the right diameter, colors and patterns of the lenses, to the right types of lens material. Watch it if you haven't. As for the lips, you can also use different lip colors to achieve different levels of visual presence. All these elements increase the visual weight of your features, and their contrast to your skin, leveling up their visual presence to make them more prominent. Next, it's the dimensionality of the bone structure. Given with two faces that have the similar facial features, people with prominent bone structure, such as stronger forward facial growth and higher projection, tend to have higher visual impact compared to those with less deep contour. When viewing from the front, prominent facial bone structure appear with more depth. Shadows are clearly visible around the eye sockets and the roots of the nose. There is less visual blank space in between these features because the proportion is relatively compact. Whereas from the side, the facial contour outlines appear sharper, more striking, matured, and intense. When we talk about the visual prominence, facial features are not the only aspect being considered. The overall depth and the degree of forward projection of the facial bones are important too. Facial bones with higher prominence often have a high degree of forward projection, resulting in a narrower and larger depth facial shape. When viewing from the front, a higher degree of forward projection makes your face look narrower, whereas a smaller degree of forward projection makes your face look wider. However, the opposite applies to the side profile. Higher forward projection causes your side profile to look wider instead. Moreover, our face tends to look fuller when we are younger because it can hold more flesh, which may reduce the dimensionality of our features. Or in other words, it makes our facial structure look more rounded and less angular. As we age or our body fat decreases, the fleshiness is reduced and the bones become more defined. Thus the facial features become more pronounced, increasing their visual weight. The reduction of the fleshiness mostly occurs in the area around the eyes and the center of the face. Thus the eyes look more deep-set, the apples of the cheeks appear less chubby, and the nose looks more defined and angular. Moving on to the third and the last factor, which is the compactness of facial proportion. If you still remember, we did mention the concept of a compact proportion earlier. From an aesthetic perspective, a more compact or close-set facial proportion is not necessarily more attractive. But in terms of visual weight, closer-set facial features do indeed have higher weight than wider-set ones. Let's look at some examples to practice what we have discussed just now. Between these two people here, Young Mi and Ling Yuan, who do you think has a stronger visual weight? The answer is Young Mi. When looking at Ling Yuan, our visual attention is evenly distributed across her entire face. In contrast, when we look at Young Mi, who has a close-set facial features, we tend to pay attention first to the eyes, nose, and lips, which are located at the center of our visual focus. If you have close-set facial features, but the proportion of your features to your face is much higher, you can always use side bangs to enhance your face shape, reducing the blankness at the sides, and drawing attention towards your features rather than your face instead. For beauties with dispersed or wide-set facial features, your face tends to emanate a softer and calmer aura, even if you wear a striking makeup look. With that being said, majority of people do not fully conform to all the characteristics of high and low visual weight features completely. So your visual weight does not solely rely on one single factor only. What you should do is to pay attention to the overall impression of your facial features, and match them with your own aura and vibes to see if you belong to the high or low visual weight category. Have you all identified your own categories up to this point? Let us know in the comment section. Moving forward to the part that everyone will be interested in, how to maximize the beauty for low or high visual weight features? Let's start off with the low visual weight features. The strategy to enhance lower visual weight features can be divided into two directions. It's all up to you to choose which route based on your preference and suitability. The first strategy is to maintain the light and airiness of your features, by not going for overly vibrant or striking looks that overpowers your beauty. It is suitable for anyone who favors these styles, such as the cool and distant minimalist style, young and airy schoolgirl aesthetics, or even the Korean ulching style. These styles generally exude refreshing and cool vibes. To bring out this delicate and airy beauty, your makeup should emphasize on a light base for achieving an even skin tone. You should do simple eyeshadow looks to bring more definition to your eyes and eyebrows. Opt for makeup tones or shades that are less vibrant, especially the lip color. The muted or less saturated shades are your go-to. The aim of the look is to flaunt your natural gentle beauty. As you are going for the au naturel look, do keep your natural hair color, or go for less striking colors that are close to your natural hair color. You can also pick any warm brown shades of hair colors suitable for your skin tone. To know more about picking your perfect hair color, you can refer to our previous video. The link is just up here. The soft waves and natural straight hairstyles accentuate this style the best, since they can totally make you look effortlessly beautiful without even trying. However, the smooth straight hairstyle that is deliberately styled with hair straightener exudes a totally different kind of vibes compared to natural straight hair. The former seems like you have taken great care of your looks, but the latter seems to give off more relaxed and refreshing vibes, which is what we want to achieve for this look. Go for outfits made with softer fabrics and color schemes that are within low to medium saturation levels. It's all about looking elegant, quiet and low-key that makes you look comfortable and relaxed. The second strategy for low visual weight beauties is to increase the visual presence of your features. This strategy is suitable for girls with a more mature and ladylike style, and it is more likely to create the first sight beauty look. The transition from low to high visual weight generally relies on the color intensity of your facial features. To achieve this effect, you need to get eyeshadow or lip colors in darker shades to give more depth to your facial features. When you do so, you will surely attract people's attention when they take a first glance at you. The color of your eyeliner can also be darkened to sharpen them. For lips, select lip shades with higher saturation levels while staying within your suitable shades range. Hairstyles that require delicate care to style, such as straightened or curly hairstyles, or hair color with richer and more saturated shades, like jet black or darker brown shade, is able to level up the visual presence of your features. Not only that, letting your hair down is extremely helpful to bring out the sexy mature aura that goes well with this style too. Once the makeup gravitates towards the matured and elegant style, it goes along better with feminine and romantic outfit styles. You can be more adventurous in experimenting with different outfit items, such as clothing made with tweeded fabrics, the retro 90s style, or the maxi dress that adds more femininity to your look. If you want to step up your game, you can even try outfits that give a better shape to your curves, or show a little bit more skin to flaunt your beauty. Since the visual weight of your features is maximized with makeup and they look more vibrant and defined, this offers you a more varied selection of outfit colors, and allows you to wear shades that are with higher saturation. Next, let's take a look at the higher visual weight features. It's common to see many beauties with lower visual weight features are envious of the chiseled facial structure, deep set and prominent features of higher visual weight people, but they do also face difficulties while styling themselves. Unsuitable styles can make them look more mature than their age, or too fierce and less gentle. There are two approaches we would like to suggest here to elevate the beauty of higher visual weight features. First is to create the warm and amiable impression, or second, to enhance the visual appeal of the well-defined features. If you're someone with warmer or amiable personality, or you prefer young and refreshing style, you can tone down the sharpness of your features to bring out the sweet, soft, girl next door look. The colors of your makeup look should match the shades of your skin tone, to highlight a healthy, glowy complexion of yours. Keep in mind that it's best to go for makeup looks that are less vibrant or catchy. The earth tones or low saturation shades are great choices to avoid making yourself look overly mature or gaudy. As long as you are confident with your facial features and do not feel the need to accentuate any part of your face, eye makeup can be the only star of the show for your entire look. Just a light touch is able to bring more alertness to them. Less is more in your case, because overly heavy eye makeup masks your beauty and throws off the balance of your visuals, making you look fierce instead. When it comes to hairstyles, the main thing to consider is that the hair color should be balanced with the visual weight of your face. Avoid colors that are way too bright, as they can make you look discordant or too mature. Go for outfit items that can highlight the effortlessness of your features, so clothes with simple cuts and solid colors are definitely a must. It is best to avoid outfits with complex patterns or cuts like exaggerated ruffles or flounces. In terms of color, it would be such a waste to just wear black, white, and gray. We recommend you to try out different colors, especially those with a medium to high brightness, which can really make you stand out from the crowd. On the other hand, if you have delicate features with higher visual presence, you can highlight your well-defined facial features to achieve that stunning and unforgettable first impression. For instance, try a darker hair color, red lips, and fill in defined eyebrows to maximize the contrast of your facial features. This will create a very feminine and dramatic look that exudes a cool, elegant aura that you are not one to be trifled with. For lip color, bright red color can be too eye-catching and flashy, so darker earth tones or red bean tones create a more mature impression. Filling in your brows with shades that are too dark may make you appear more masculine if you have a longer middle-third ratio. If you would like to enhance the femininity in your features, this should be avoided. Rather than darkening it, you should try highlighting the bushiness and airiness of your brows. This is to create a more natural, fluffy look to your eyebrows, which complements the beauty of higher visual weight features. With these steps here, we aim to achieve that vibrant and stunning beauty look, which gives the impression that you are someone who has a mind of your own. People can feel your presence and aura the moment you walk into the room. But at the same time, all these are perfectly counterbalanced by your gentle personality. That does not make people feel that you're too cold and distant. In overall, your makeup should not overemphasize or highlight the sharpness of all your features. You can keep the sharp edges of your eyeliner makeup, but you balance them out by filling in your lips to make it look rounder. Furthermore, practical hairstyles such as straight, long wavy curls are better choices for you. Playful or flashy hairstyles are less preferred, since they do not go well with this style. There's no need to wear suits or long dresses on your usual days, as they might look a little too formal and distant. You can choose tops that are more fitted or nibbed at your waist, to maintain the feminine style for your overall look. If you're worried about looking too mature for your age, lighter colors are your solution. Alright, we finally come to the end of our video. No matter if you belong to high or low visual weight categories, the 4 approaches we have mentioned above would be a great starting point for anyone who is unclear of their style. With that being said, each person's individual style should be modified and adapted to their body proportions, preferences, and personality. We know there might be some of you who still can't decide which styles to go for, and feel like your features are somewhere in between low and high visual weights. Don't worry too much about it. This just means that you are flexible and blessed with various makeup and styling possibilities, so be bold to experiment with different looks. Take some time to learn about yourself. Embrace your beauty by applying styles that make you feel the most confident and beautiful. You will surely be a beacon of attractiveness to everyone you encounter. We hope you enjoy this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. We will see you in the next video. Goodbye!